welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle. Today I'm going to share with you my experience sewing the April dress from Forget Me Not Patterns. Spoiler alert, this dress is so beautiful. Gotta get that out of the way. All right, so the April dress is an A-line dress, and it's got this really fun wavy design that separates the bodice from the skirt. And it's really cool. It gives you so many opportunities for color blocking if you like that. If you prefer it in a solid like fabric, I personally feel like that loses the appeal of the wavy line, but I have seen some that are really beautiful. So, you know, do you. Anyway, so it's an A-line dress. It comes with two views. One is it gives you the option to gather so that the wavy skirt is gathered into the bodice, which that looked cool, but I decided to go with view 2, which was just a flat view. So it's just a sheath dress with wavy lines. The sleeves are grown on. So they're like, I guess you would maybe consider them cap sleeves, but because of the size that I made, they ended up being a little bit longer than that for me, which I was very happy with. And you have the option to make a belt. And the belt is kind of cool because it comes in two pieces. It's rounded at the ends of the bigger part of the belt, and then you make two skinnier ties that you fit into the end of the rounded part to finish it off. So it's kind of a neat looking, it's not just a simple tie, in other words. And then the closure is just a hook and eye. So it's a pretty straightforward sew, except for the wavy line, which really is not complicated. You just have to take your time so that you're spreading out the waves so that they fit together correctly. The design does come with 3 different bust options. So she gives you a when you download the PDF, you can download the small bust, the medium bust, or the full bust sizing. And in the instructions, she gives you like the details of what you need to measure to decide which bust you need. And if I remember correctly, I believe it's based on the difference between your high bust and your full bust. The sizing is sizes 28 to 52. For the small bust version, that ranges from a 27.5-inch bust to a 51.5. The medium bust is 28.5 to 52.5, and the full bust is 30.5 to 54.5. And like I said, the difference between those bust sizing patterns is the difference between your high bust and your full bust. All right, and this is designed for a light to medium weight woven. I used a linen, and the fabric needs range from 2.4 to 3.7 yards, and that just completely depends on obviously what size you're making, what view you're making, because the gathered skirt obviously is going to need more fabric than the flat skirt, and the width of your fabric. What I love about this is that she also gives you fabric needs if you're going to color block. So she tells you how much fabric you need for the bodice versus how much fabric you need for the skirt. I love that because most patterns don't do that. I guess most patterns don't expect you to color block, but I often find myself like, if I know I want to color block something, then I'm guessing on the yardage. So I love that. She also gives you optional waist tucks for the front and the back bodice in case you prefer a more fitted garment, because this is a very easy fit. I mean, based on the size I made, and I made the size based on the size chart, mine is, if I preferred fitted garments, then I would need to go down a size. I like mine loose, so I'm comfortable in it. But even with waist tucks, I think I would have, no, actually I probably made the right size, and then the waist tucks would have nipped it in a little bit. So if you prefer a more fitted garment, then you might want to make might want to do the waist tucks, which could be an interesting option. I do think that it would take away from the clean lines if you're making the sheath version. If you're making the gathered version, you're probably going to want to wear the belt anyway, so the tucks might work. I just feel like, I don't know, that it might take away from the streamlined look of the sheath if you do it on the flat version. Anyway, so moving on to my version. Obviously I'll post some pics up here because I'm not wearing it right now. But this is the one that I put, I asked for help on Instagram because I had 2 colors of linen. I knew I was going to use both colors for color blocking this dress. And I just wasn't sure which color to put on top versus the bottom. And so I just asked for help. I love these colors together. I didn't really care which order they went in, but I thought maybe I should look at which one brightens up my face better. So the 2 colors that I have are this watermelon color. I keep calling it watermelon. If you watched my fabric haul, then you'll know that technically this is called honeysuckle. I bought these linens from fabrics-store.com. So this one is called honeysuckle and this one is called coral. Although to me, coral, I don't know, coral is more subtle than this. To me, this is a bright carrot orange. And I love these together. I love them together. So the vote that won was putting the watermelon closer to my face. So that's what won. So this is my dress. I have the watermelon on top. I've got the orange on bottom. And I love this wavy detail. I think that it's such a unique element. Of course it's linen, so it's like wrinkling like crazy. But that looks crooked, but I guarantee you, like, I did a really good job on these waves. I was really impressed with myself. My husband was impressed with me. My husband doesn't like the 2 colors together, but you know, he doesn't know any better. I used the alternating colors for the facing and the pocket, meaning I used watermelon for the bodice, but I used the orange for the facing, just for a little pop of difference. And because I used the orange for the skirt, I used pink for the pocket. And that just made it fun. So I think I mentioned in one of my videos recently that after I made it, I wasn't sure like where I would wear this. So I've been making a lot of not a lot, I've made a couple so far of big, loose, flowy, like casual style dresses. So to me, the Wilder gown is, I can wear that more casual. The Bardon dress, I can wear that more casual. This one felt a little bit more dressy to me. And I've got nowhere to wear dressy dresses. Nowhere. I'm not gonna wear them to work. It's a very, when I go in the office, which is a couple of times a month, if that, it's a very casual environment. Like, we wear jeans, you know, it's like business casual. So I'm not going to wear it to work. We're not going out any place that requires, you know, dressy or dressing. So I was so eager to make it because I loved that wavy line. I loved the idea of color blocking. But then when I made it, I was like, I don't know where I'm going to wear this. So I was thinking about it, and I really do think, now I haven't hemmed it yet because I wasn't sure what length I wanted. Once I put it on with 2 different pairs of shoes. I'll show you both. I did a little prancing on video. I'll put those in. I did one with a pair of wedges and one with a pair of sneakers. And I think that I can get away with wearing this with sneakers and just making it casual. It is linen. And I think that just based on the loose fit, that it'll be fine as a casual dress. So it was not made in vain. I will hem it. I wasn't sure if I needed to shorten it a lot or just hem it at the length that it is. and I've decided I'm gonna hem it at the length that it is because it does fall just below my knees. I'm not sure if this was intended to hit above the knee or below the knee. I don't wear dresses that hit me above the knee. So I would, if that's where it was intended and that's where it hit me, I would have lengthened it anyway. I wasn't sure if it would be longer than that on me because of my height, but it hits me right about where I like it. So I'm gonna hem it where it is. Anyway, so that's my experience with the April dress. I think it's beautiful. I highly recommend it. It was really, again, I consider myself an advanced beginner or a confident beginner. I have not moved into intermediate yet. So if I can do it, you can do it. The inseam pockets are easy. You attach the pockets to each of the front and the back, and then you sew the side seam up around the pocket. So it's not like you're making the pocket and then inserting it. So I like that method a lot. And then the wave is probably the most complicated part because you just hem the sleeve and you have the neck facing, which was pretty straightforward. And so for the wave, it's interesting because the way that when you put the right sides together, the waves look like they're going in opposite directions. So on the bottom, it'll be going up and the top is going down. And you clip the internal waves on both sides, both the top and the bottom. And then when you fit them together, you put the right sides together and you pin it. I don't generally use a lot of pins. I'll do like every couple of inches on a straight seam. On this one, I was pinning like crazy because I wanted to make sure that I kept the spread. So the inside curve gets clipped and then spread out to meet the outside curve, if that makes sense, on the opposite piece. So once you do that and you pin it, it's just easy to follow the sewing line. You know, you just take your time. You don't need to be a speed demon. Take your time, use a lot of pins, and it'll be a breeze. Like, it didn't take me that long to take the extra time, and my wave came out perfect. I'm proud of it. So #perfect wave. Okay. Anyway, so that's my experience with the April dress. I definitely recommend this dress. I did forget to mention the design comes with 2 different pocket options. I did the inseam pocket. They also have a pocket that hides in the wavy seam. I kind of wish I had done that one because here's my problem. When I find things that, and I might have mentioned this before, when I find things that fit me this way, oftentimes this way, they're too long. And although the length of the dress I like, the pockets, so on top of being short, my arms are disproportionately short even to my body height. So the pockets are too low for me. I mean, I can reach them, but I'm not gonna, like, they're not so reachable that I can just like hang out with my hand in my pockets. Not that I do that anyway, but the pockets are really just for show then because I can't really use them. And I guess the pockets are in the skirt. If I raised them to where I needed them, they would probably need to cross over both the bodice and the skirt and therefore be between the waves. And that could probably work. I could probably make that work actually, because you don't sew the waves around the circumference. You sew the waves on the front and you sew the waves on the back, and then you do the side seams. So I could make that work if I wanted to, but the hidden pockets in the wave kind of intrigues me. So I think I might make this again. I don't think I'll make the gathered skirt view. I just don't see myself making that one, but I do think that I like this dress. I think in a different, fabric combination, it could be even more casual. And putting those pockets in the wavy seam is a challenge that I think I'm up for. So yeah, I think I might make that again. Anyway, that's my experience with the April dress. I hope you found this helpful. If you have made the April dress, please let me know below what kind of fabrics you use. How do you like it? Did you find it an easy sew, or did you struggle with it? If you have photos on Instagram of your April dress, please let me know. I'd love to go check it out. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that wherever you are, it's a beautiful day and that you get in lots of sewing. Thanks for joining me. Bye.